Hi, I'm Simon and welcome to my 20th vlog. I can't believe that I've made this many vlogs. I know it's not a particularly high number, but I don't know, it feels like a bit of a milestone for me, and proud wouldn't be the right word, but I'm pleased that I've managed to make this many videos, and I'm enthused about going forward and making plenty more. So I'd just like to start by saying thank you to all of you who've been watching me since the beginning or watching me for a long time, and your continued support and encouragement. If it wasn't for the dialogue between me and you guys, I probably wouldn't bother making these videos. As much as I enjoy the actual process of making the videos and putting them up on YouTube, it's the interaction that's the important bit to me. So thank you very much for all of that. And I'd also like to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed recently. I think now I'm at around about 300 subscribers, and I've noticed there've been quite a few more in the last 2 or 3 weeks than there had been previously, more of a regularity of subscribers. So I guess that kind of comes back to the people who've been watching the channel for a long time, because whenever you guys like a video or make a comment, that appears in your feed, and then that brings other people into the discussion, and people leave comments, and I'll be talking about a couple of those in a minute. So thank you to everyone. I must say I'm really happy. So it's it's a cool time to be involved in YouTube. I'm really enjoying it and will continue for as long as I can. So I'm going to start the video today just doing a bit of a response to some of your comments and responses to the videos that I've made recently, talk a little bit about that. Then I want to talk a little bit about the latest Steam sale and a couple of purchases and a couple of games I've been playing from that. And that's about it, really. I'll try and keep it short as possible for upload reasons, and also I don't want to bore you guys silly with me waffling on, so I'll shut up now and start with talking about the first of that group of videos I recorded along with the last vlog. And one of those has got a particularly, well, I wouldn't say a high number of views, but compared to the others, it had a lot more views and a lot more comments, and that was the No Wii U for Me video. And again, just saying thank you to all of you for leaving some really insightful comments, your experiences about owning the Wii U or why you haven't bought it. And, obviously people have been saying things that they've really enjoyed it for themselves, or that it's the family experience they've really liked, or that they've bought it and maybe are not that enthused by it. But thank you very much for letting me know exactly what you think of it. And I think for me personally, I'm going to hold off for a little while. I'm going to sit on the fence with this for the time being. And I think in some ways that's linked to a little bit of news or a fact that I should have known, but for some reason didn't, regarding the PlayStation 3. And that is that although it has the ability to lock the regions, or the developers have the ability to put a region lock on the games, no one has, apart from, I think, according to Wikipedia, there was Persona 4. If there are any other games that you guys know about that are region locked, please let me know. Because this is a very good bit of news for me, because it means that I will be able to go down to my local computer market and pick up the Hong Kong editions of the PlayStation 3 games, because they're all in English and Chinese. And that's cool, because as I'd said in a previous video, the PlayStation 3 hasn't officially been launched here, and everything is that I've seen is imported through Hong Kong. So that's very good news. And you might be thinking, well, how's that link into the Wii U and not buying the Wii U? Well, I was originally thinking that when my wife goes back to the UK next month, I was going to ask her to buy one and bring back a Wii U for me. Or me pay for it and her bring it back. But as the PlayStation 3 I'll be able to buy games for it here, I think that's a much better use of luggage space rather than getting the Wii U, and I'll hold off to that until there's some really solid exclusive titles to get for it, and I'll just continue PlayStation 3 gaming. And like I'd said in the video, the one thing I'm really interested about with the Wii U is the asynchronous gaming. And if I want to try a bit of that, then I can always use I can buy a PS Vita and use that with the PlayStation 3, because there are some games that are starting to use these asynchronous features, and so I can get into it that way. So the Wii U will go on the back burner for, I probably imagine, about a year, and I'm thinking until there are some really good titles out for it that I won't be able to resist any longer. Yeah, so that's kind of it for that issue. But moving on to the How Far on One Life videos, there's been also a good response to that. A lot of people have left some really nice comments, a lot of support saying they enjoyed the idea of the videos and they wanted to see more. So as I speak this, there are only 2 episodes uploaded as yet. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. Actually, how about I just put a link to episode 1 here and a link to episode 2 here, so you can click on those in case you haven't seen them. But there will be a 3rd episode being uploaded straight after I upload this one, so probably by the time you come to watch this, this one will be up and running as well. So there's episode 3 and you can click on that. But again, I'd just like to say thanks for all the kind words regarding that series, and I'll keep churning them out, because I made a little spreadsheet and I've got about 20 games or more at the moment that I'm planning to make videos for. So I've got a lot of ideas, and I guess once I blow through all of those, I might start asking you guys about what things you would like me to have a go at. But at the moment, this series is really about me talking about the games that I love and sharing my experiences. Who knows, I may never run out of them, because there are probably a good 100 games that I've enjoyed playing that will make for good videos. So anyway, that's the Hafool series. Oh yeah, I was going to also mention that I'm going to be in another YouTuber's videos, maybe next week or the week after, I'm not sure. But I'm very excited about that, because some of you might remember I was on Ed T1138's channel, one of his top 3 Tuesdays, a little while back, and I was very excited about that. Although if you watch the video, I was also very nervous in that. But I really enjoyed being part of that, because Ed's channel, if you're watching Ed, you're one of my favourites, and it was very cool to be on that. And this other person is another one of my real favourite YouTubers, so getting to be on their channel is also going to be cool. But yeah, I'm sure you'll all see that, because it's someone that I bet 99% of you are subscribed to. Okay, what else? Yes, yeah. Talking about, I'd said at the beginning of the video, people who have left comments and some of the new subscribers. I've got a couple of those to talk about, because one of them was related to the How Far on One Life series. Just only an hour or so ago read a comment by a YouTuber called Exmosquito. And he told me that he liked the video, but to go and check out his Half-Life on One Life video, and he completed the whole game on his arcade cabinet. And I've watched the first half of it, because it's in 2 parts, levels 1 to 4 and 5 to 8. And it's very cool, and he completely blitzes the first 4 levels without breaking a sweat. And through watching it, I've picked up a couple of tips on how to do it myself. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in seeing how Half-Life should be done, check out his video. But also on his channel, I noticed that he has got loads and loads of videos where he's completed games, arcade games, on One Life or on 1 credit. So from what I can see from that, it sounds like he's a bit of an expert. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Okay, and there's another person who, again, left me a comment that I only just saw an hour ago, and that was a really cool question, actually, asking me about the process of making these videos. What, do I ad-lib it? Do I script it? Do I do lots of reshoots? And well, I guess I want to take a little bit of time just to answer that question, because I thought, you know, it's kind of interesting, and no one's ever asked me that before. So the first question, and I responded quickly to his comment saying that, because he kindly said that I look kind of calm and composed on camera, and I guess kind of confident. And I'd say to him and to you guys, the only real reason because of that is, or for that, is because I do reshoot. I quite often, especially some of those how far on one life videos, you know, it might take about 20 takes going through that, but I suppose that's kind of linked to the game itself, and I might play it very badly and have a very poor reflection of how far I can normally get on one life, and so I sometimes, you know, reshoot those. But yeah, I mean, and as far as scripting goes, apart from the Gamers Living Room episodes, which I did script relatively tightly, although I did ad-lib a little bit around it, these kind of videos, I find that it's a little bit unnatural if I script it, but I do write some notes, and you might notice me glancing down here somewhere. In fact, just take a look here. There's my rather low-tech approach where I've got my piece of paper written in pencil and taped to the tripod, and that's basically it, really. One of the things that I do find that helps me is, before I even start rolling the camera, is I'll run through the things that I want to say and just kind of make all of my mistakes and get them out of the way and trip over my tongue a few times, but not stop, and try and get through an episode but not film it, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I feel the camera's on me, there's a little bit more pressure. So I just kind of rehearse, I guess. And that sometimes brings up new ideas, which then I scribble down on my piece of paper, and I'm good to go. So, I mean, it's quite a simple process, but it works for me. I mean, you know, maybe you guys can leave me comments. I'd be interested to find out what you guys do with your videos. Do you reshoot a lot? Sometimes I find like 20, 30 times I might be reshooting part of a video, like maybe the beginning, to try and get into it, because I felt kind of jittery and nervous and blah blah blah. You know, the words just don't come out of my mouth properly. But that's just me. Okay, so that's about it for my bit where I wanted to respond to videos. I'm sure there's plenty more that I could say, because there have been loads of great comments over the past couple of weeks, but just want to move on to talking a little bit about the Steam sale, because again, I guess this is connected to one of the other videos I did. So obviously there was a Steam sale back in November, and I remember leaving in some people's comments saying, you know, that there's bound to be another Steam sale coming up soon. Little did I know there was almost one straight after it, come Christmas time, I think around about the 20th of December. They started another sale until the 6th of January. And again, I spent a lot of time poring over that, hoping to find XCOM for a ridiculously cheap price. But again, it was the cheapest I saw it. I mean, maybe I missed it. I'm going to be gutted if I did. But the cheapest I saw it was for 33% off. So again, I'm going to hold off for that for a little while. And I'm still playing through stuff from the other Steam sales. In fact, one of the games I've been playing most recently is something that I bought not in the last Steam sale, but the one before that, as around the summertime. Now, I've only just started playing it, and well, take a look at it. It's this one.
Hostile!
Now, I'm sure some of you recognise it, you've probably played it yourself, but that's Choplifter HD on the PC, but it's also out, as far as I'm aware, it's on Xbox Live. I don't know whether it's on any other platforms. It should be. it's glitchy, it's not perfect. There are some annoying little AI issues with the people you're trying to rescue. But, God, am I having a lot of fun playing that. It really is. I suppose because I'm a big Choplifter fan, of course, I'm going to like it. But it's got that kind of one more go factor to it. You know, I find there are some games, and for me, those are the good games, the ones that make me want to just have another go. And Choplifter HD is like that. I think, I just want to get a bit of a better score at this level, or I want to get more, because they give you star ratings. I want to get 5 stars for this mission. And it's really cool. It's really funny. It's, as I say, it's not perfect. I'm not going to say it's anywhere near perfect because, as I said, AI glitches. And it's a little bit of a hassle with the thumbstick trying to aim and shoot at stuff with your cannons and your rockets sometimes. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. So I would definitely recommend it. I think I picked it up for £2.49 a while back, and I'm almost positive in this sale, it was 75% off. So yeah, a quality game. And actually, I was thinking to myself just recently, it would really make a good game for the Wii U. Because you could be playing the game with the control sticks and then have like targeting things on the touchpad, and I can see the way that would work. And also from an asynchronous gaming point of view, that you could have a co-pilot shooting things on the screen while you're playing on the big screen, and I would definitely like to see that. That would make for a cool game. But anyway, so that's Choplifter HD. Well worth a look. Another thing that I picked up in the last sale, and I briefly mentioned in the last Steam sale video, and this occupied a lot of my time solidly for 2 weeks, and here, have a look, is this one.
You're the last person I expected to see in here. What did you do?
You don't want to know. Who are you?
Who was I, you mean? In here, you're nothing. Out there, I worked at the company handling security for this place.
Yeah, me too.
Don't tell me. You were sent here by Strange.
Yeah, that evil son of a bitch. What the hell did I do wrong?
You obviously know something you shouldn't. Try to figure out what that is and stay out of sight.
Ah, yes, Batman Arkham City. It's like they took everything that was good about Arkham Asylum and just made it that bit bigger, that bit slicker. It made everything work better. And there are things about Arkham Asylum that I did really like. It's just the fact that it's a bit smaller, it's more contained. That, in some respects, is a good thing, because it can seem a bit expansive. But even then, once you get into playing Arkham City, then you get to learn that part of Gotham that has been walled off into a prison, and although it's large, it's not too much of a hassle to move around. But definitely a quality game, and the fighting aspect of it, the combo flow system, is even better. And there's one particular level, I mean this one here, and this is Joker's Funhouse. That's a challenge level that's an additional, in fact I don't even know whether it's part of the DLC or whether it comes as standard with Arkham City, because I've got Game of the Year edition, but it is awesome. And the reason it's better than any of the other fight challenge levels, at least in my opinion, is because it brings in this risk versus reward feature, that you've got a score and time meter that builds up at the side, and it has different levels, and you have to choose to bank it at any point. And as soon as you get hit, then all of your score in that part of the meter disappears, and you have to build it back up again. So it's you have to judge it how well you're doing, and then try and bank it at the right time before you get hit, to make sure you get a big enough score and extend the challenge long enough to keep on building up a bigger score. And as much as I've played it a lot of times, and I still haven't got any more than one Riddler token, if I remember correctly. It's 100,000 points you have to score for one Riddler token, 500,000 for 2, or 1,000,000 points for 3. And I think the most I've scored on it is about 300,000. So I'm a long way off completing that challenge, but it's a really cool part of the game, and I wouldn't go so far as to say it's worth buying the game for that challenge, but it's almost worth it. And especially when I only paid £4.99 for the game. I mean, that's crazily cheap. Crazy. But fantastic title. I cannot recommend Arkham City enough. And this is coming from someone who's not a particularly big Batman fan. I like it, but I wouldn't call myself a fan of Batman. But it is quality. It is quality. Okay, well, there's a couple of other games. Those were previous purchases. There's a couple of things that I bought recently that one of them that I've really been getting into. In fact, this whole recent Steam sale, there were only 2 purchases I made. One of those is something that I've got on my PlayStation 2, and I started playing it a while ago when I was back in the UK, and I switched it off after about an hour because I was just kind of put off by how dated the graphics look. I mean, I've got a bit of a problem with PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games that try and push the system to its limits, and it can't quite handle, it can't quite achieve what it was set out to do. And for this particular case, it was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I just happened to notice on Steam that they've got a Mac edition of it. And I thought, wow, if I can play that game in high resolution and not have any of the problems that the kind of the artifacting and the low resolution textures. And I think also with my PlayStation 2 at the time, I wasn't using the component cable. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wasn't. I was just using the SCART or some other, or maybe just a standard. Oh, it wouldn't have been like the yellow AV plug. But however it was, the picture was bad. And I want to play GTA San Andreas and see it in full high resolution, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Haven't started it yet, but we'll be playing that soon. But the game that has been occupying a lot of my time over the last couple of weeks is something quite different to any games I've played recently, and well, it's this one. And for those that don't recognise it, it is Civilization 5, and it's actually the Game of the Year edition that I bought. And it is incredibly addictive, at least for me. It's been a while since I've played one of these, civilization building types of games. I think the last one that I got into like this was a long time ago. I think it was Supremacy, Star Wars Supremacy on the PC a long time ago. And I really enjoyed that, as limited as it was. But getting into this is just, it's so cool. I mean, it's turn-based, it's slow in comparison to a lot of the other games that I play. But there's something so satisfying about taking your empire and starting it 6,000 years ago with just some settlers and some warriors, and then building that empire up and choosing in what direction you want to take it in. Do you want to dominate the entire planet? Do you want to build explorers and scientists and diplomats and go for that kind of victory? So there's a lot of different ways you can complete the game. And the first time I played it on a smaller map, on a simpler setting, on the beginner setting, because of course I'd never played it before and wanted to learn how the game worked, and lost. I think I came out of the 6 players in it, the 5 computer control players and myself. I think I came third, then played through it again and decided to take a different strategy. In that first one I was trying to be the nice the nice leader who was trying to be friends with everyone, and it didn't really get me anywhere. Whereas I played a lot more ruthlessly the second time I played it against 11 other computer control players on the largest map scale, and I managed to win that by quite a margin. But that again was only on the beginner level, so I've started to play through it again on the, I think it's called chieftain level, whatever the next level up is, and I want to try and build a utopia and build be friends with everyone and not just run roughshod and build up a huge army and go and blow people to smithereens. I'm trying a bit of a different approach this time. So thoroughly enjoyable game. It cost £7.95, and that was again 75% off. They also had just the standard Civilization 5 for £4.99, but I thought, well, an extra £2.50 for the Game of the Year edition. It had really good reviews. The Metascore for it is 92 or 93 or something like that. So quality title, cannot recommend it enough, even if you're not one for playing a lot of these slower titles, which I haven't been in recent years, but yeah, really, really enjoying that. So that kind of brings this somewhat longer vlog to a close, but I'd just like to say again, thank you everyone, thank you very much for watching, and well, from my spare room to wherever you guys are, this is Simon signing off. Bye bye.